What is up, peeps? Welcome to Cannabis
Yeah.
Insider with the one, with the only Javier Hase. What's up, brother?
What
How are
is
you?
up, Mr. Elliot Lane? I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I talked to Javier like 10 minutes ago and was like, hold on, I got to get some energy. But you know what? Say hi, Harjinder, y'all. Thank you. After all those Chip Pelosi needs a cannabis break in order to get some more chips in. Well, I mean, it could work. We'll see. But yeah, let's start. So, guys, if you don't know us, we are the hosts of Benzinga's Cannabis Insider. We interview awesome executives. We have a really cool one with a sweet kind of precise dosage dispenser. We're going to get a product demo today, which is something we don't get often. So stay tuned for that. That's coming shortly. Let's
do
get
it.
CEO of Djot, Djot, Elad Barak, formerly Voyager Products, but now Djot. Let's bring him over, Aaron. What's up, Elad? Welcome in, my friend. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, no, this is interesting. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we talk a lot. I know. Super interesting. With that being said, Aaron, cue us up, man. Let's get started the right way with some video and visual content.
Yeah, so I'll just maybe talk over this meanwhile and say this is a part of our new website and part of our new branding to Djot. But once we kind of like we're done with it, I'll be happy to show our product and how it works.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. My bad. Thought there was sound. So let's swipe that away. All right, Elad, before we dive into a product update, tell us about you, man. Why'd you get into cannabis and how'd you get into cannabis?
Yeah, absolutely. So myself, I was working in another industry after my MBA. I always used cannabis to self-medicate, but not really knowing too much what I'm doing. I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease a few years ago, became a medical user in Canada, and got really interested in the industry and decided to move into the industry. Wanted to always be in companies that do tech and cannabis, as my background is tech. I used to work in the Israeli aerospace industry, mainly on satellites, jet planes. I later did robotics. So that's what I've been doing ever since.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I would say a few years ago, we started working about Djot, and we called it Voyager. We just changed it to Djot. And the concept was, as you were mentioning, that a lot of people, don't want to smoke those joints that are over, with THC, and a lot of people don't want to smoke at all. They don't want to vape.
Yeah.
In fact, most of the new consumers, and that's the most of the market we want to look at, wants other solutions. So we took one of the things we thought was important was beverages. And we saw a different approach to it, which doesn't require our consumers to smoke or vape, but also doesn't require them to try to figure out the right beverage to them from a perspective of flavor, of dose, of how do I carry it around. And that's kind of how we got to where we are today.
That's awesome. Javi, do you have a question before I jump in?
Yeah, no, I'm curious as to why the name change. I think this is pretty recent news, and why do you choose like Voyager was a pretty good name, right? It isn't like you were stuck with some crappy name that you came up. Some people in the cannabis industry came up with their names real early, like 15 years ago, and they're all like green this and Canna this and Canna that. And I'm not saying all of them are crappy. Some are good, some are crappy, right? But Voyager was already a pretty good name, right? So why the change? Like, what does it seek to reflect?
I think there's a few things to it, but I would just mention Voyager I chose as somebody who loves space. But there's Voyager brands everywhere. There's a Voyager brand in Canada that has nothing to do with us. There's a Voyager brand in the States that has nothing to do with us. But above all, we really wanted a name that is more actionable, that is ours, that we can use internationally as we plan to be here in the States, in Europe, everywhere essentially. And we want something that really builds on our brand pillars, which is about you. It's about technology. It's about being precise. And Djot really encompasses that. So it kind of gives us something that's ours, very short. Everybody can pronounce it. And, you can just Djot your drink. It's very simple.
Very nice. So I'd love to actually go ahead and dive into a little bit of the product demo here. And then Donald J. O. Trump. All right. Sorry, a comment in our chat made me giggle a little bit. I'd love to go ahead and see this, and then I want to ask some questions about the product itself, and we can expect to see it, so on and so forth. But Alad, do you want to demonstrate it
Yeah,
for us?
absolutely. So essentially, the best way to describe it is think about this as your Keurig of cannabis or your Tassimo machine. So we allow you to mix any beverage with cannabis. You have to have a dispenser, which is a one-time purchase, $49.99, and then you get a pod with your favorite brand. When we sell this empty to our partners. They put their own brand in it. So this can be any one of your favorite brands with THC, CBD. And this already contains liquid cannabis when you purchase this as a consumer. You simply slide it into our dispenser, it clicks, I turn it on, and we have a screen here. It's going to be a bit difficult through the camera, but there's a screen, 3 buttons, and I can simply choose my dose. So I can go down to 1 milligram. As I'm in Canada, I can go up to 10, but this will vary according to regulation. I take any beverage I want. So this can be my coffee, my tea, my orange juice, anything I would like. Put my dispenser above. I'll press the button. And if you guys saw, a drop just came. It's super accurate. We are with less than 5% accuracy in 6 Sigma. So this is something that we can all feel comfortable. And now I have my beverage with my dose. So in this case, I chose 2 milligrams, but I could have chose anything. But I think one thing that's really important before I kind of finish this demonstration is it's not only about the fact that I can choose now my own beverage and I can choose now my own dose. I can also choose the occasion now, because now it's something that I can do in my morning. And we all know that people that use cannabis like cannabis in their morning, which I like to do a lot. I add it to my coffee every morning, right? But maybe one of you wants to use it afternoon because also something with the stomach. Maybe you want to use it before going to sleep. So we can do a lot of different occasions with this. And I think that's very important.
How many milligrams are in a pod?
Yeah, so essentially the pod itself is confined by milliliters, but you as a consumer see milligrams. There's no more math to do as a consumer. In Canada, we can do up to 1,000 milligrams of THC. We actually already sent this to approval with Health Canada and had no rejections. So instead of selling it as an edible or beverage, we're selling it as a concentrate when we sell it, and we can put up to 1,000 milligrams of THC. On CBD, we don't have a limitation. Because we're limiting each dispense to 10 milligrams, we're essentially making it discrete units and we're in the regulations. And that's how we pass that.
Yeah, no, and it's a mind-blowing product. I was lucky enough to get one of the founders editions of the then called Voyager, now Djot. And honestly, my friends were blown away. By the way, I had 1,000 milligrams of THC as soon as I landed in the States. I got one of these and I was like, this is perfect. This is like throughout the course of my stay here, I can share with all my friends. And it's mind blowing, really. Like you just take it out and press the button and it's like instant, right? And it's super useful. I remember one day we were about to go out to the beach, right? And we're like, oh, damn, we didn't roll a joint. We should do something. And it's like, wait a second, you won't believe what I have. And we just pressed it and had like a drink each.
I love it. And
thank you.
It's amazing feedback, and we're gonna make it even better because you got as you mentioned, the founders version, which is my design. But I'm an engineer by heart, not a designer. Right now, we hired a super high-end boutique firm here in Toronto to help us redesign, and the new version is just it's completely different, bigger screen, nicer, but everything's just nice about it. It looks $1 million.
So Elad, have you all thought about any type of critiques that may come from like ESG and sustainability when it comes to those pods specifically?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's actually it's counterintuitive because we get that question a lot, but the honest truth is that I can sell in one pod 100 bottles. And when you compare the amount of plastic that I use compared to those bottles, there's no more argument. We use substantially less plastic, which is also recyclable. But above all, now you don't need to ship also those 100 bottles. You ship one pod. It takes substantially less space. So we're actually really helping the environment with this, and we're doing a product that's much cleaner. And as we move forward, we will definitely add possibilities for recycling bins, but we can recycle the plastic. It's recyclable.
When is it hitting the market, right? Like, I got the founder editions, but my friends were like, dude, how do I get this?
Yeah, so we're on track to be on market in Q1 2023. We just have a few small things to finish. As I mentioned, we're redesigning the outside so the technology completely works. Now it's just doing the outside and getting ready for manufacturing and being on a lead market. I can say that right now the lead market is going to be in Canada, but we are talking with, after the Benzinga conference from Miami, with 2 MSOs, and hopefully we can get one of them on board. But, you know, I'm inviting other MSOs that are interested. Would be happy to talk with you and see how we can work on this together.
I love that. Awesome. So anything else that we should know about this? Maybe fundraising, maybe what's next in terms of getting to that next step. What's the next step in your process?
Yeah. So we actually almost closed the round. We raised $1.2 million at this round.
Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah. You know, difficult times, but it's, you know, it's a process, right? The round is led by Draper Cygnus, which is part of the Draper Venture Network, if you're familiar. They led the round with $500,000 US, and they're a tech VC. They're not a cannabis VC. And yeah, there's just a bit left. If people are interested, we're welcoming to get in touch with us and reach out. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
I have 2 questions. One is from the chat, but first off, I caught some news that today you got your intellectual property granted, right? Can you tell people a little bit about the process and the importance of IP in the cannabis space, right? A lot of people underestimate it. Yeah, but it's a complex process at the same time. So it's de-incentivizes a lot of people from pursuing getting IP.
The process is complex and takes time. As a startup, we really did a lot of it ourselves, to be honest. We did use an agent, but we always took work just to reduce part of that. But the importance is, at least for us, is that we're a tech company, and the patent is around our product and around also software. But it's because one of the reasons that Draper Cygnus invested in us, it's because the long term of this product and not just cannabis. So we want to do tomorrow vitamins, food supplements, and we definitely want to do psychedelics, right? Where you definitely need to have microdosing. We want to do OTC, we want to do pharmaceuticals.
Oh, yeah.
Going to all these industries, I have to have a patent to protect me. And that kind of long vision that we have as a company is what led us to really pursue that patent. But, you know, it was a long process, but I'm happy to say we got our patent in the US. We also have a CPT, which is an international one. And I think it's important protection to have.
Awesome. Fantastic. And we have one question from the chat real fast from the American one. The American one asks if you have full spectrum extracts to add to drinks or just THC and or CBD.
So going back to what I just mentioned is we do only the hardware as a company. We don't have license to touch cannabis anywhere, not in Canada. We don't have, not in the States. We sell this empty to a company. So if, for example, you guys spoke about Trulieve a few minutes ago, they may buy our pods empty, put their own product, label it with their own brand, and sell through their, their distribution channels. And then it depends to them what they put inside the ingredients.
Very nice.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people like
full spectrum.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean the question deep down was it does work with full spectrum, right? It's up to the company, but you could potentially have more than just an isolate.
Yeah. So what we gave you actually in Benzinga was together with a company called Out, and they do that kind of formulations. So they helped us out. So absolutely.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Very, very nice. A lot. We followed you guys since you were Voyager Junior. Now you're Djot Senior over here. You have been making massive improvements, man. Honestly, the product has. Thank you, Javi. I appreciate you making me feel good deep down. Or you're laughing at me and just don't tell me. But a lot. Thank you so much, man. Honestly, congrats. I'm very excited to see your partnerships come to term. Once those do, please keep us in mind for coming back on, and talking about how these U.S. operators are going to push out your product, because we want to hear about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We have some big news coming up. I'll keep you posted. Very senior board member that's going to join us soon. And we'll be in Chicago also. So I'm waiting to meet everybody in the conference.
Heck yeah. Looking forward to it a lot. And thank you for supporting us and being there, my friend.
Awesome.
We'll see you there.
Thanks so much.
Great. Cannabis consumption is on the rise. And as the American one says, it's a good setup. They don't need any cannabis licenses.
I agree. That is a great setup. Like, and honestly, it's the same with like Amora, a different style. It's more, you know, in the combustion, even though it's not combustion.
Yeah, heat not burn.
Yeah, but like it's the same style. You know, these cool products are coming out for cannabis, but they can be utilized in a variety of industries, especially
packs.
Yes, like it's exciting once you get on the ground floor of something that is unique. I'd be interested to see, you know, are there competitors out there for Djot that are this far along in their stages?
I mean, I don't think technology-wise, right? There's other companies that will do like single serve powders, or stuff like that, right? It's not the only way you can infuse a drink with cannabis, but it's certainly the coolest I've seen. Like, it's all good with the powders, but it's like I've seen Tang juice for the last whatever, like a million years. This I had never seen before, right?
Yeah.
Whether you find it useful or not is up to you. I found it very creative. I found it fun. I found it to be a great conversation starter. And honestly, it's very discreet. Like, no one will figure it out. You can I was sitting at a restaurant and simply did like a zoop.
Yeah. Well, and what this is, y'all, it's another introduction for consumers that do not currently consume cannabis as well. You know, this is about a normalcy. It's about at controlling your high, controlling your consumption. And that was hard. It's been hard up until this point. So a lot helping conquer that. That's exciting.